one. All right. Good morning, you beautiful. This is the Philip DeFranco show. Welcome to July favorites. And yes, I know it's about the 8th or 9th of August, but like bills, credit cards, and other obligations, sometimes late happens and life happens. And it was mostly just because I was moving and stuff, but excuses are like belly buttons. Everyone has one and no one really cares. And yes, that's the like PG version of that, but keep it clean for the kids. All right, so pretty much this is going to be a monthly segment. If you like the regular vlog, skip it. Also, I'm going to put timers at the bottom, so you'll be able to have a notification probably in this area of when you could skip ahead. So the next segment will start. Let's just start right out of the gun. This month's audiobook is The Inevitable by Kevin Kelly. It is 11 and a half hours if it is played at one speed, but I recommend 1.25. So it brings it down to about 8. 11 and a half hours might seem like a long time, but being stuck in LA traffic is nothing. But being stuck in traffic in Southern California, that time will be eaten up, and it's better than listening to the radio because all songs on the radio, they all drive me crazy. And yeah, that'll be my corny quote of the month. Okay, moving forward. Pretty much this book is about technology and 12 pretty much fundamental things that are going to be in the future and how quickly the future is coming. Does a great job of an intro to what you need to know in the current trends of technology, growth, and speed development of artificial intelligence, processors, microprocessors, fiber optics, all those things. Really great overview. 2 takeaways I got from it that I'm going to share with you is the median is going to be below the average. And what that means is superstars, let's just use the NBA for example. Superstars are going to earn major money in any industry, but let's use LeBron James. Superstar athlete, Mike Trout, superstar athlete. They are on the high end of the spectrum, top 5% in the MLB or NBA, and their salaries are going to reflect that, and that's going to push the average up. But what that also does is it makes the lower end players, the average players, their salaries are going to go down, and that's going to be, the median salary is going to be below the average dollar point. And the reason for this is just like more and more specialized skill is going to be needed. Robots and artificial intelligence are going to take over more day-to-day tasks. So, and how people adapt to that is going to make them either a superstar and very specific skill sets, or more average, but then also below the median. Or, excuse me, the other way around. Second takeaway I got from that is the extreme is becoming the new norm. And what he means by that is, like, take for example the amount of crazy car crash videos you've seen, or motorcycle crashes where the guy flips over and lands on top of the car. Like, that is constantly inundating our stream. And 5-10 years ago, that wasn't the case. We'd see a video like that and like, whoa, this is crazy. And then even before that, go to live TV, you'd have to see the super Mike Trout catch live, where now, boom, 2 minutes after it happens, like, the highlights are just coming constantly like through our feeds. So that's just something to be aware of. And I think it'll be interesting, not only in sports, but also in politics. So you look at last year's election, very extreme, it's only gonna get worse. But also in just like everyday life stuff, trying to get attention in a more saturated market is just gonna be that. So I highly recommend it. The Inevitable, great audiobook. Moving on. Section 2. All right, yes, the camera did move. Top of my head isn't chopped off anymore. Once again, I'm probably the only vlogger that doesn't have a self-facing screen, but also know your gear. All right, if you're bored of this subject or this topic, always remember, here's the next segment. Click there. All right, so in really early on this month, Jupiter got a new satellite. The Juno probe became entangled, I guess you would say, in Jupiter's orbit. Started sending back images that are outstanding, mind-blowing, crazy technology. Just to think that like this project has taken years and any minuscule miscalculations could have been catastrophic. But NASA's been getting back these images, and what they did is I love is they put them up on Flickr into the public domain, and they let people manipulate them, crowdsource them, and by doing this, great content has been created and shared. I love stuff in the public domain, especially because technically our taxpayer dollars paid for this, probably not mine because I wasn't probably paying that much taxes. I don't know when this went out, but anyway, highly, highly, highly recommend. These images are great. People contributing, people, just artists, everybody helping. You can't get enough of it. Also, the science behind it is amazing. Pretty much just straight awesomeness. Segueing back to the inevitable about how artificial intelligence and robots are kind of going to help humans in day-to-day tasks is Google's artificial learning, deep learning, is now using street maps imagery to create stunning photographs. I just think it's very interesting because it's in my field. Oops, sorry, I hit the mic. Because it's in my field. I'm a photo editor, visual editors, and that's one of those fields that people feel that this is an art form. Robots won't be able to be better at it than us. But if you look at these images, wow, I'll put on my phone and sell it. But if you look at these images, they're stunning. The contrast is great. They could fake the average viewer's eyes, and this technology is only going to this technology is only going to get better. The interesting thing about this is how the program is, or how the artificial intelligence is programmed. They'll have one computer trying to generate images itself, and then another computer essentially judging that and saying, no, this image is good, this image is bad. And by doing that, they're constantly competing and building against each other. And then that creates better images and more successful stitching and cropping, toning than before. Once again, just very interesting how robots are taking over the world. Speaking of robots, once again in July, my boy Elon Musk, he's not really my boy, but just love the direction he's going. Who knows, he could be an evil superhero or an evil villain. But you never know. As of right now, helping with clean energy, Hyperloop, Tesla, solar panels. In the speech or conference in front of a bunch of governors, high profile people, straight up said this.
AI is a fundamental existential risk for human civilization. And I don't think people fully appreciate that.
Just hats off to him for saying it. No one's really said it. And I know him and Mark Zuckerberg are like, oh, hey, things are going to be okay. Things are great. And he's like, no, not so much. I personally tend to agree with him because, if we're not creating mass weapons or destructive weapons, I don't know what America is doing. But also, from a very economic point of view, I feel that it is important for people to talk about these things. Because yes, robots are coming for your job. Sorry if that was too intimidating. I'll go presidential. Your job. It's just a matter of time. Robots don't have to sleep. You don't have a pension plan. So if you are a business owner or something, why wouldn't you have a robot over a human? And yeah, that sounds horrible, but look at it from a business perspective. Well, the governors asked, some high-ranking government officials asked, what should we do? And he's like, first of all, just learn as much as you can about this. And artificial intelligence and deep learning is very new, and it's very fresh and there's a lot of information and it's really overwhelming. But I highly recommend just reading small bits and pieces and trying to just get an overall grasp of things. And I think it'll help with overall knowledge and situational awareness. Coming back to a little bit of the lighter side of things, great blog post on Petapixel about the struggles for photographers to find the right profile picture. Highly recommend it. Goes through what you need to be for your wedding, travel photographer, photojournalist, project photographer, artist. And honestly, I struggle with this. I feel like I'm constantly trying to figure out what photo would represent me. And honestly, I'm way behind the camera, at least shooting stills, than I am in front of it. So anyone's a great photographer, thinks they have a great idea of what my profile photo should be, please let me know. But also check out this blog post. Great, hilarious, awesome. I think every photographer struggles with how to show themselves or display themselves. Back on photo projects, Stephen Mallon, a New York photographer, for 3 years followed subway cars being dumped into the ocean. And I know this sounds horrible, but it has a good environmental purpose to it. But just the dedication to notice something. In the article, it says that he was just walking, noticed all these subway cars on platform, and then he started this project over a 3-year period. Honestly, it's quite amazing. Also, I think it'd be a great idea to live in a subway car. Just give you a little plot of land, have a small skinny house, kind of Boston, Philadelphia style. Just saying, New York, if you got extra subways, not sure if you could still put it on a track and get to California, but great photo series, pretty awesome. I'm not going to spoil it for you, so don't forget to check out the link below to see why the city of New York is doing this. On a sadder note of photography things, you might have seen this image. It's the famous monkey selfie, and honestly, this photo has ruined Dave Slater's career. He's currently in a lawsuit with PETA for some reason, because PETA is claiming that the monkey should own the copyright, where currently Pete owned the copyright and he sold the images. But then PETA started, or I'm not sure if it's PETA or the organization that houses these monkeys, put the images up on Wikicommons or Wikipedia, and then instantly, the image sales stopped. PETA, for some reason, is trying to claim that the monkey owns the copyright. Obviously, I think that the photographer that hiked there became familiar with the monkeys, let them handle his gear, is the copyright holder, but I'm not a judge. So, pretty interesting. Anyways, check it out. Check out the image. Tell me what you think. If you agree, disagree. But currently he's in a lawsuit. It's cost him thousands of dollars. Kind of taken away his passion for photography. He's struggling to pay bills. It's just an interesting story about how lawsuits and claims, especially with photographers, have the right, or not have the right, but have been career enders. So yeah. What else? Oh, and I'm going to end this in This Week in Marketing. I probably should have started with this, but Rick and Morty has come back for its 3rd season after being off the air for 2 years. And when they went on this planned hiatus, people were concerned, are their fans going to be loyal enough? What's their plan? And I think, honestly, they executed the marketing for the season 3 display to be, or the marketing for season 3 was spot on, great A stuff. Adult Swim, amazing work. What they did is they released the first episode probably about 2 months before the whole season started to actually roll out on a week by week basis. And what this did, it's the classic South Park, Cartman owning the amusement park. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll link a quick clip below, hopefully. If not, I'll cut this out. But what they did is, by doing this, is they made, and they put it up online. You know, yes, it was on Cartoon Network, Adult Swim, but they put it up on AdultSwim.com, and this generated all this news and buzz, and like, when's the next episode coming out? Can't wait, and people just started socially talking about it on Twitter, Instagram. What I've seen is a lot of mashups of content. Great way to get fan base involved. Also, what they've been doing is slowly, also what they've been doing is releasing content on a slow basis, a little bit behind the scenes stuff, some favorite scenes, all the like failed lines and failed, not captions, all the failed lines, outtakes, alternate quotes that could have been used. And they have the writers, directors, and they give a really behind the scenes feel. And the clips are only a minute and a half long, but they come out on a consistent basis. And I think it honestly gives the fan base a feeling of like, oh yeah, like I am connected with them. I understand now. And yes, I'm a fanboy. The show Rick and Morty is amazing. It's on Adult Swim, so mature content, but great marketing. Good job. More stuff should come out like that. And honestly, I think going away for 2 years is a very risky decision, and I'm quite sure why they did that, but whoever's their marketing director needs a raise, and thumbs up to you. I think I'm going to end it there. The ring light I'm using is getting kind of like intense. It's a little late or early depending on what your time frame is. It's probably about 12:45-ish. I still have to edit it, add in all the information there. Tell me what you think about this. If you want to see more of this, less of this, it's going to happen at least once a month. Sorry, I want to get more familiar with this. Also, I think it's important to express opinions and ideas and what you like, because who knows, some historian 50, 100 years down the road, if we don't, like nuke each other or whatever, or robots take over. I feel like that's more of a theme, or more likely. But anyways, I digress. But I feel it's important to express these things and just, I'm a normal SoCal human being, I guess. Whatever normal is. I'm probably weird or special, but I think it's important. So that being said, please leave comments, concerns, ideas, opinions about the vlog, about this post. What do you want to see more of? What do you want to see less of? What are some of your July favorites? Maybe in August we could crowdsource some stuff. But yeah, I think I'm going to end it there. I think this should be good. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to end it. So I think I'll go with the classic old vlog post, or the old vlog way of, and we're out.